some of these. James Comey, whether they're going to ever indict him or not, he needs to be put on oath and made to squirm in front of a prosecutor under oath, with threat that anything he's going to be said is going to be held against him.
I understand that your desire mirrors that of practically everybody in this law. You want to see somebody go over to James Comey's mansion and knock down that front door and run in there and turn over every bit of furniture looking for evidence and frog march his ass out of there to jail, just like they did with Flynn, and just like they did with Roger Stone, and just like they did with Manafort. And until that happens, none of this is fair and none of this is just. I know that's what you want to see. And then I want you to see the same thing happen to that creep Brennan. And then the next thing they want you to see is Clapper caught wearing a wig at JFK trying to get to the Maldives where there's no extradition treaty. Yes, I know you want to see all of this. And I would love to see it, too. The table. I think the reason that they're taking their time with this is because what they have undertaken to do is so big and so monumental and is so risky that if they don't get this done all buttoned up, down tight, every dot and every T dotted and crossed, if they don't do that, these guys are dead. Who are they taking on? They are taking on a largely invisible establishment, deep state, what have you. It has never been done before. They see what has happened to Trump with his efforts. These guys are serious. Barr and Durham are trying to dismantle a way of life for people. They are trying to dismantle decades of establishment, consistency, patterns, lifestyles that are set in gold, futures that are guaranteed for themselves and their kids. You can't do this with PR. You can't do it one indictment at a time. If you're going to do this like they're doing it, when it's time to present it, it better be absolutely indisputable. Because if there's anything in it that's not battened down, if there's anything in it that isn't true, these guys are dead. It's one thing to say we're going to drain the swamp. It's one thing to say we're going to get rid of the deep state. It's one thing to say that we are going to take our country back. It's another thing to actually do it. The people who are the targets of this are not just the Comeys and the McCabe's. Those people are the foot soldiers of the movement. They are not the brains. They are not the money. They are not the organizers. They're not the power brokers. They are not the people that assign the jobs in the deep state. These are not the people that determine who gets membership in the deep state and who doesn't. But if you go after those guys, you're going to find their bosses, and you're going to have to take them out as well. And this is a deeply serious, big-time undertaking that's unprecedented. For all this talk about Trump wanting to be a monarch and a king, this actually is the equivalent of taking down the invisible apparatus that actually has been running this country for take your pick of how many decades, but at least since the post-World War II effort. And it has people in it everywhere. It has people in all the major universities. It has people internationally entrenched in the European Union, George Soros, all of these Western European diplomats and so forth, the State Department. They're going to be taking on a tremendous number of people here. It's not just Schiff and Nadler and Pelosi trying to impeach Trump and get rid of him. It's people whose names we don't even know. It's people who live in places we don't know. And if you're going to take those people on, you have to, when it's time to actually make your move, you better have everything you need, because these people are going to be launching back at you with efforts to destroy you and everything you're trying to do to them, because this is actually attacking and trying to bust up a way of life that has been entrenched. I mean, this is the ruling class. Let's look at it in terms of Angelo Codevilla. This is the ruling class. And Mr. Codevilla thinks they've already won, that we can never, ever go back to the founding principles of this country as a majority belief by the Americans. He believes common citizenship is no longer possible. That's how deeply they have infected the fabric of our culture. He believes that their objective is to eliminate us. What do you think this all is? Overturning the results of an election. What is that really? It's negating and nullifying us. Yeah, we're deplorables or whatever, but what we are is non-citizens. What we are is non-factors to them. This effort to get rid of Donald Trump is an effort in truth to rid themselves of us as a competing political force. And we got two guys that have decided to take this on. Three: Trump, Bill Barr, and John Durham. And I don't think they want to telegraph how far along they are to these people. I don't think they want to give them any heads up at all what they have found. And it could well be that at the end of all this, we're not going to get anything. I don't have any idea, but I don't think that's true based on Durham's statement yesterday, reaction to the IG report. Durham wouldn't have said what he said yesterday if they already didn't have evidence and witnesses to contradict what Horowitz said. So I think it is such a profoundly major thing that's being attempted here. Look at it as trying to defeat the Soviet Union without firing a shot. It's a much bigger undertaking than people think. It's not just draining the swamp. It's not just getting rid of the people you know and having the people you know in this thing be punished. That would be great. And I share the emotion that you expressed with that. But these are just the foot soldiers. These are just the little order takers. These are just the people appointed to these positions to do the advanced dirty work for the people we don't know, to protect the people we don't know. And I'm not even talking about Obama. I'm talking about people way above and beyond Obama or any president. I got to take a break. I'm up against it on time. We'll be back and continue. Don't go away.